The Irish Railway collection at the Ulster Falken Transport Museum is enjoyed by hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. But have you ever stopped to wonder how these massively heavy engines got here? This is the story of two diesels that came in from the cold. Railway operator Iarnród Éireann offered their oldest diesel locomotive to the museum, loco number B113. The museum's curator and conservator travelled to Dublin to view the diesel in Irish Rail's Inchicore depot to the west of the city, where the loco had been stored since the early 1970s. Diesel 113, originally numbered 1100, was one of two built at Inchicore Works in 1950. This was a full 5 years before British Railways started to implement their own modernisation plan to invest in diesel locos for mainline use. After years stored at the end of a siding, a cosmetic restoration had been carried out by Irish Rail staff to make this pioneer diesel more presentable. The shunting crew at Inchicore prepared the little-used track before attempting to move her. The yard shunter, General Motors number 162, crept slowly toward 113. Railwaymen often refer to their locomotives by the name of the engine manufacturer. Therefore, 113 is known as the Sulzer. The shunter guided the driver in to couple the engines together, before 162 took the strain on the coupling and set off with its ancestor in tow. The decision was made to move the Sulzer north by road, so as not to interrupt traffic on the busy Dublin to Belfast railway line. The movement of unusually large and heavy loads by road is undertaken by a few specialist heavy haulage companies, such as the English firm of Allalays. The rear wheels of the lorry can be steered from behind by a second driver to navigate past any obstacles. Most of these heavy loads are moved at night when there are few other road users about. Allalays winched 113 onto their trailer before setting off from Inchicore after midnight for the 130-mile journey from Dublin to Whitehead in County Antrim. The lorry crept through the Dublin streets whilst the city slept. The bridge over the River Boyne at Drogheda was closed to all other traffic whilst the convoy crossed over. The 54-wheel lorry trundled northwards through the night, passing the disused railway viaduct at Dromore in County Down. With an 80-ton load, the lorry slowed to almost walking pace past the toll house on the hill outside Dromore town. Following a short rest break for the team at Sprucefield, a new day dawned as we passed Carrickfergus Castle on our road trip to Whitehead in County Antrim. The Railway Preservation Society of Ireland runs steam trains all over the country on special occasions. Over the past 50 years, they have developed great skills and facilities to restore old railway vehicles. Having reached the Railway Preservation Society's Whitehead depot, temporary tracks were assembled and the Sulzer was carefully eased off the ramp. Safety inspections were undertaken before the final move to Cultra. The other diesel loco destined for the museum was number 102, Falcon. She was built by Hunslet in England for Northern Ireland Railways in 1970. She originally served on the Belfast to Dublin Enterprise route. In later life, she worked all over the railway system, hauling everything from rugby specials to wagons of Guinness, before being withdrawn and stored at Whitehead for preservation. Poor old Falcon had even lost her nameplates, so the engineers at Whitehead made a wooden pattern and cast new ones in their foundry. The RPSI restored Falcon and prepared both diesels for the final part of the journey to Cultra. Finally, after years of negotiations, preparations and hard physical work, the time came to move the diesels to their new home. The move happened after midnight, when the normal train service had finished for the day. The museum locos were sandwiched between two powerful Northern Ireland Railways General Motors diesels. The journey through the Belfast suburbs progressed slowly through deserted stations on the final stage of the journey towards Cultra. Meanwhile, back in the museum, the shunting team made their final preparations and checks. The two locomotives chosen to expand the existing Irish railway collection represent the early diesel era. The Sulzer earned its place in history by being the oldest mainline diesel in Ireland and a pioneer in European terms. Falcon also represents a turning point in the fortunes for railways in Northern Ireland. It showed a change in policy away from rail closures to investment in new, faster express trains. Both diesels are now on display in the Railway Gallery at the Ulster Folk and Transport Museum for the public to enjoy.